So here we are, man. This is your big day. Does it feel surreal? Do you feel fulfilled at this moment? Do you feel nervous at all?
I do feel nervous. I'm nervous about getting up on the podium and crying like a baby. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the finality of it all. You know, just getting it off my chest, telling my story, that whole deal. I just got to spend some time in the locker room with the guys, which obviously is probably the most special part to me about this whole deal is the guys, the coaches, teammates, the people, you guys, you know, the entertainment guys here at the Vikings. It's one of those deals that I'm a people person. I miss the people. Yeah. And to be able to come back and see these guys and shake their hands and hug them, and that's meant the world to me so far.
How about the new facility? This place is pretty incredible, right? Like,
yeah, you know, for me, I got to spend like 4 months in it.
I was talking to Jamie about it, and I was like, listen, man, Winter Park was sort of special because it was gritty, it was a little grimy.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't feel like football.
It was true
sometimes.
blue collar. It was true blue collar. Yeah, it was like we don't have the best weight equipment, but we work hard.
Yeah. Who needs to see the sun?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, even our clothes was kind of like Ragnar's clothes. Like we made I know you remember this, making the actual off-season training shirts that we had. Yeah. And they were all like tie-dye and kind of, yeah. Ugh.
How much better were the facilities at Texas than they were when you got to Winter Park?
Far and beyond. In fact, actually, like when I got to Minnesota, I was super excited because I'm like, man, if the facilities are like this at Texas, like Minnesota's got to be out of this world. And I remember actually pulling up and I'm like, okay, so it's down in the ground a little bit. It's kind of a basement deal. Like, it's pretty cool, right? So then I go around the back, and my first impression was parking lot, like, okay, it's kind of small. No big deal. They probably got parking for the rookies or something somewhere else. Then you walk into the tunnel that leads to the locker room.
Yeah.
And the turf's all torn up, and you're just like, renovations, I guess. And then you walk in the locker room, and it's like, oh, this must be the visitor side, like for scrimmages and stuff. Like, and then you see Ben and you see Kevin and you see Pat and you start to realize, all right, we had it pretty good at Texas.
Well, keep this in mind too. When I got here in 2006, they had the old lockers, like the old locker room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was the metal lockers that you had probably in high school, and I'm saying that your high school team had better lockers than like Randy Moss and some of the guys that like really played in like that era. Like I could not imagine using that locker room with all the metal lockers and about half the size too. That was a professional locker room.
Yeah, I think it was halfway through the year before somebody told me that they had remodeled. And I was like, where? And they were like, the lockers, all our lockers were metal last year. And I'm like, wow. You know, but yeah, it shows you how much the game has changed. It really has. Me and John Randall just had this talk a little while ago about, you know, back when they played, even in the 90s, they didn't get the exposure that, you know, we get nowadays. They didn't get the glory and the, you know, the production value out of it that we get nowadays. So it really just shows you the direction of where this game is going and how much it's growing year after year.
And Brian, not everybody gets this, right? Press conferences are rare when you retire. You have to earn, even if it's a one-day contract press conference, when you get to go out on your own terms, that's pretty rare, right? Most people just fade away. You never hear from them again. But what you're going through today is kind of rare, kind of cool.
Well, it's probably the biggest reason I kept working out. They told me I had to stay in shape in order to, you know, be able to sign a one-day contract. They wasn't going to sign somebody that, you know, possibly would have a heart attack while I'm signed or something like that. So.
Does it make you feel bad that Corey said that right in front of Ben?
Ben didn't get one.
Ben certainly didn't get a retirement press conference.
I didn't deserve one.
No.
Let's be honest.
Well, he went to St. Louis. That's cheating.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and you know, exactly half of my career was in other teams, 2 other teams. So
right.
I don't deserve a press conference. I just kind of like rode off. I got slaughtered in St. Louis, and it was so bad that I just put my own bullet in my head. I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
It's weird because you mentioned the last time we had you on, I think we even knew this halfway through the year last year, that you had an offer, maybe more than one offer, but at least one offer to go to another team. Did not wanting to, this is a dumb way to put it, but stay with me, not wanting to betray the Vikings have anything to do with that?
No, because the one team that I had that offered was really and truly had nothing to do with them. They were on the schedule, I can tell you that much, but
Okay.
they didn't really have anything to do with the Vikings whatsoever. But I think for me, it was making sure that my lovely wife here and my kids were happy.
Yeah.
And I just did not see that scenario playing out at the offer that I had. It just wasn't a place that fit two people from rural country area in Texas. It just didn't fit.
Yeah.
You know, and I was worried that she would be home and I would be up there and I might only get to see them for the weekends, and I'm doing that for 6 months. And to me, at that point, it just wasn't worth it. I wanted to be with my family for my last hurrah. I wanted to be here in Minnesota for my last hurrah, but my family is the most important thing to me. And so if I didn't feel like it was the right thing for them, then it wasn't going to happen. I don't care if you would have paid me $10 million. If she wasn't going to be happy and my kids weren't going to be happy, I would have turned it down.
She just
She probably would have told me no.
She's saying, take that money. Don't be dumb. Buy another fishing boat.
Yeah.
Minus the fishing and your family, what's the one thing in retirement that you find me like, man, this is cool that I get to like do this and not have to worry about, having to like, keep in shape or having to like, you don't, you're
saying
not
he's not in
He's
shape
letting himself
No,
go.
but
There's
you know
no
what I mean?
doubt,
I don't
yeah.
mean like that, but like just something fun that you get to do now that you're retired.
You know, it's funny. I still get up every single day. You can ask her. I get up every single day and I go work out. It's the first thing I do.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's just one of those things that I guess it's become so ingrained in me
Yeah.
that I don't feel right if I don't work out. And I'm not saying don't feel right, like feel guilty. I mean, like legitimately, I feel like I don't have the energy. I don't have the stuff going on. And I don't have the juice,
Yeah.
And that's, but the thing that I think has been kind of cool for me is every morning I wake up and I have the option to figure out what I'm going to do that day. I wake up every morning, I'm like, what am I going to do and where am I going to go today? And to me, that's special because if I want to spend all day with my boy, I can do that. If I
Yeah.
want to spend all day watching my wife clean stalls because I know it gets on her nerves and I just want to mess with her, I can do that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's I guess kind of the fun aspect of the retirement.
I can tell how emotional you are right now. Are you surprised by that?
I'm trying to get through this day
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
without crying as much as possible. I think the thing that was going back to the press conference deal, the thing that was important to me was I wanted to tell my story. I want to get up on that podium and tell my story about what brought me here. What? My wife's making fun of me. What brought me here? What drove me through the years? What will always ring true for me here? I want to be able to tell that story. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm probably going to be a wreck up there. But I think I owe that to the fans, and to me, that's what it's about. I think I owe the fans to know me as a person and what made me tick the whole time I'm here and how much of a driving force they were, as well as my teammates and things like that, and just give them a tidbit of who I am.
Can you give us real quick you don't have to go into the whole thing because I don't want to steal the words out of your mouth before you get up on the podium, but if there was one thing that was a driving force, what was it?
Well, I think over the years it changes because your life changes. Early on for me, it was trying to be the best. And I think for all of us, that's what it is. But, one thing I can say that was never a driving force for me was money. Ben, you've been around this game long enough. There's a lot of guys that their sole purpose of playing this game is to make money. It never was a driving force for me. So for me, it was it was more about trying to be the best. And then it turned to respect from my teammates and respect from the guys I play against. And then, of course, when I got married and I started having kids, without a doubt, that was my sole driving force. I wanted to come home every single day and my son be proud of me, my daughter be proud of me, my wife to be proud of me. That's, my parents. That was my driving force for the majority of my career, was making sure that they were proud of not only the player that I was and the way that I conducted myself on the field, but for the man that I was.
Did you accomplish that?
I don't know. Did I accomplish that?
Yes, you did.
She's lying. Yes, I think I accomplished that. I've got a son that absolutely adores me. He wants to do everything Daddy does. I got a daughter that every time I come home, first thing she does, she comes up, hugs my neck, kisses me. She wants me to be tickle monster every night, and I think I got a wife that respects me more for the man that I've become and the man that I am and how I've always put them first. So yeah, I think I have accomplished that. But it doesn't end now. I'm still going to strive each and every day to keep that going.
I think the beautiful thing about that is, I don't know if you remember this particular speech, but the one thing that Childress did really well that I actually enjoyed was I think he tried to take every moment that he spoke to the team to try to teach us something. And it wasn't always about football, but he tried to teach us something, right? Whether it's like leadership or motivation or whatever. He talked one time about internal versus external motivations, and everything that you talked about is internal motivations.
Absolutely.
And everything that I think when you see players, very talented players, fail, it's because they are so driven by external motivations. And then when those external motivations, whatever they are, fame, money, whatever, when those sort of fade away or lose its luster, they have nothing.
Right.
They have nothing. They have nothing that wakes them up in the morning to drive them. And the guys that I think that start off as 4th-round draft picks from Texas that end up playing 11 seasons for one team, you aren't motivated by those external things. Like, there
Right.
absolutely has to be something inside of you that gets you up in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it even digs deeper than that. I think the guys that are successful are the guys that put the team first above themselves. I saw something the other day with Joe Flacco, and I'm not saying he's right, wrong, indifferent, whatever, but I saw that he said something about the backup quarterback or the new guy
Drew
they
Lock.
drafted. Yeah, Drew. He said, I'm not here to mentor him. I'm not here to be his babysitter. I'm here to win football games. Well, I always took that in a different avenue. For me, I always felt like if I could coach up the young guys that are on our team, the guys that we have drafted, it makes our team better. So if there ever was a time that something happened to me and I wasn't the starter, there wouldn't be that drop-off. Our team would still be really, really good. And, ultimately, in the end, did I probably coach my predecessor in Danielle Hunter? Absolutely. But you know what? I wouldn't change a thing because I know for a fact that Danielle respects me more than anybody in that locker room because of what I did, because I did take him under my wing, because I did teach him everything that I know, and it made our team better. And I think you're right. Most guys aren't going to teach a guy that is that talented because – well, he could take money out of my pocket. He could take my job. But for me, it was never about the job. It was never about my money. It was about winning football games and trying to win a championship.
So you have a purpose, right? You said you're a husband, you're a father, you have hobbies and passions, whether it's fishing or whatever. But do you miss or are going to miss the competition part of it? Like truly winning or losing? Or is there something in your life that you can still have that chase for?
Well, that's why I think that's the biggest reason I fish tournaments. Big time tournaments is the competition wise of it. I like to compete. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm one of the biggest competitors out there, and I think if I just went fishing, I could probably get by for a while, but the competitive side in me would start to come back out. And that's why I do the competitive side of the fishing, because I want to keep that competitive nature there. That's what makes it fun to me. I mean, honestly, like, you can go out and have fun, but at some point you want to beat somebody or if you get beat, you want to learn why you got beat so you can beat them the next time.
Did you get invited to be a part of Jared Allen's curling team? Because maybe that's your future. If fishing doesn't work out, go curling.
No, I'm good.
Jamie, how about barrel racing? Could you put him on one of your horses?
Oh, absolutely not. Obviously.
He is 100% scared of horses. That's hence the comment that he made about watching me clean stalls.
Yeah.
A real husband probably would have got up in there and helped his wife.
Yeah.
No, Brian keeps his distance from.
Why are you afraid of horses?
Have you seen the glute muscles on them things?
I don't know what that is, but why are you? What is it about horses?
Have you ever seen a horse kick something?
Yeah, but I don't stand directly behind one.
Have you ever seen a horse spin around real quick and kick something?
You ever seen where?
Let me
they're
tell
talking
you
about
something.
cleaning
Let me
comes
tell you
out?
what I've seen before, okay? She tried to get me to help her breed one of her horses one time. This was probably...
That's disgusting.
That's probably illegal.
No, it's not illegal. Okay, I get what you're saying there. All right. Yeah, joke's on me, right? I tried to help her breed one of her horses to another horse.
Got it.
Yeah, sure.
We need that clarification.
So I'm standing up and I'm holding the mare. Okay? The mare is the female horse. She's, quote marks here, holding the stallion.
Yeah, been there.
This stallion jumps up on its back legs, and I'm looking straight up at it, and it's it.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, nope, I'm done. I dropped the reins and walked off. She was like, I need you to hold her. I was like, I ain't holding nothing. That was pretty much my last experience with helping her with anything horse related.
I know you got to go because you got to get ready for your press conference.
I don't have to.
Good. So let's stay here. We'll just do this. We'll just play this for them. All right. Do me real quick. It's kind of you got to do a little exercise with me if you don't mind. Just stay with me. I promise. It's going to work out.
Push-ups?
No. Okay. Do I look like I've done a push-up?
No.
Yeah, you look like an idiot.
At what age did you start playing football?
4.
Wow. So you
Full
played
padded
football.
football.
Yeah. From 4 years old until you retired as a Minnesota Viking. Okay. Now do me a favor and close your eyes just for a second. You're on a football field. It's the first day of practice. You can smell the grass. It's just been cut, so you can smell that. You feel the helmet in place. The pads are all on. The sun's shining, but it's not too hot.
Allergies are kicking in.
Allergies might be kicking a little bit. What football field are you standing on right now?
Standing on a Minnesota Vikings football field.
Really? That's the one that
Really?
comes to mind.
It's the one that I spent the most time on.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it'll always be, obviously the little league fields and things like that creep into your mind. But I think when you actually ask the question, what field am I standing on? I see myself, and surprisingly, I see myself at Winter Park. Yeah. Of all places, I'm at Winter Park.
Yeah.
Not TCO, not anywhere else, not Metrodome,
No.
none of that stuff at Winter Park.
That's where you became Brian Robison.
Well, that's where I became a guy like Brian Robison because Brian Robison's gone now. Yep.
That's sad.
Yeah, he's gone.
We're,
So is that horse.
Now I'm just that guy that used to play football. No, that's honestly like when you said, "Where do I see myself?" That's exactly what I was picturing. Was being at Winter Park, grinding it out, wearing cut up clothes,
yeah.
Tie-dyed.
tie-dyed.
Yeah.
Tie-dyed and not on purpose.
That's where we see you too, man. Thank you, dude.
Thank you
For
guys.
all of it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.